Well, I do have your microphone here. When you start.
All right, let's go. Start. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Going back to Akron, Jan asked me to open up in the morning. Well, it was all right in the summertime, but in the wintertime, it was a challenge, okay? So, but I did, I made it, you know. Sometimes I wasn't there exactly on time, but whatever, I tried to do the best I could. Same way here. If I come in the morning and the place is not open, I open it. And there's another little sidelight here, is that I was the first employee in this facility that moved from Florida. I was here basically by myself. Hello everyone, my name is Jim Campbell. I started with the company on February 2nd, 1981. The warehouse was finished. We just had this building here on this, you know. The warehouse was finished, but the office wasn't finished yet. And the purpose of me coming up was to help just establish communications, telephone lines, security, whatever, and then we started getting the trucks coming up to bringing all the parts and the different things up when we started the move from Florida. And when I walked into the warehouse, there was nothing, it was just a big empty warehouse. There was no racks, there was nothing, just empty. It was interesting how I got started, how I even found PAI. I found a small ad in the newspaper. This is back when we were actually reading newspapers. And I found a small ad in the want ads for PAI. So I says, oh, well, you know, just see what this is about. And so I went, I talked to Jan Rubel, who was running manufacturing at, managing manufacturing at the time. And then here we go, here I am. We had a facility in Akron, Ohio at the time. Our manufacturing facility was in Akron. And I started at that facility in Akron. Progressively over the years, in 1984, corporate was in California. They decided to move to Florida, and they asked me to go to Florida in '84, which I did. And then in '88, they decided to move here into the Atlanta area, and so we came here in '88. Day-to-day varies.
Did I respond to that email or no?
The primary focus, the primary purpose of engineering, which I'm kind of managed now with circumstances being as they are, main focus in engineering is product development. We basically reverse engineer, make specifications of all of the products that we carry in our product line. And our group is basically responsible for that. My focus has always been pretty much on product development ever since day one, making drawings, finding sources for different things, suppliers, dealing with customers years ago, but that's primarily what I do. I kind of watch over the crew that we have in engineering and make sure everybody's got plenty of work to do, which they do. The position hasn't really changed much. The volume of work has changed. I mean, we're just, well, you can see by the department how it's grown. I did all the engineering in Akron and Florida. I did everything. Whereas now we have 6 or 7 people in our group, maybe 6. And that's because the volume of work has grown. We release part numbers every day. Every time we release a part number, it needs a specification of one sort or another. Be it a simple spec or be it a complicated specification.
Less than 2%.
Right.
So we use it for 5%.
Schooling, I was more focused in engineering. I've always been a hands-on person, even growing up with, you know, in the family, fixing everything, and it just evolved. Let's go this way. See what's going on out here in the jungle. And then when I got into the business, I stayed in the business. I worked for several different companies over the years as I progressed through my career. So it was just something that I was interested in the beginning. There were times when I kind of thought about maybe it was time to move on or whatever, but I never did. And the reason for that is that all the people that I've ever worked with have been really, really good people. The challenge at PAI is amazing, only from the standpoint that you have no idea what you're going to be doing between the morning and the afternoon. The volume of the difference in the parts, the volume of the parts that we have. I mean, anywhere from gear shift knobs to cylinder heads and drivetrain. You know, it's such a wide spectrum as far as engineering talent and engineering experience is concerned. You basically have to kind of know a little bit about everything, and you have to be kind of an expert in some things. Okay, this is what's always been a challenge, even today. Even today, when I come in today, I usually learn something new, and we'll be faced with some kind of a challenge or something that needs to be done that we'll have to sort through, and that's what engineering is all about.
What does 41 years of PAI mean to you, being here for that long?
It's a good question. I can't really say that I've answered that question. What it means that I've been here for 41 years. You know, I mean, I think in some ways it means that I like what I'm doing and that the people that I work with like what I'm doing as well. That's pretty much how I could kind of sum it up.
Yeah.
The people in the company have always, you know, they're really, really, really good people. They've treated me personally well over the years, and I appreciate that. And then I consider everyone at least an acquaintance, if not a friend, in the company. It's just, you know, and that's really been a positive with being at PAI. I think most people in PAI know that. It's a pretty good place to work. It's a good people company. It really is.